maybe compete for the division and or win the division, a surprise division winner. Everybody wants to dub, as we just talked about with Aaron Rodgers' comments, some teams to be in a certain pack. Like, I'm not going to put the Chiefs or the Bills or the Ravens on any of these lists. These are teams that they're purporting to be contenders, and I don't agree with them.
Well, hold on, Smalls. Before you get to the list, just to drill down on the Aaron Rodgers bit, can the Pittsburgh Steelers be a pretender if the quarterback doesn't think they're a contender?
That's a good point.
I'm just like, can they actually be a pretender if Rodgers doesn't think they're a contender?
Well, maybe I need to adjust the list.
No, well, that's interesting. Well, let's come back to that.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know that that's what he was saying, but I understand why you would take it that way because yeah, go ahead, Smalls. Number 5.
Devontae?
Number 5.
Number 5, the Chicago Bears. Everyone is talking about Caleb Williams taking a big step this year, and therefore the Chicago Bears taking a big step. He's going to be the first 4,000-yard passer in Bears history, complete 70% of his passes. Ben Johnson, the hottest head coaching candidate out there on the block. He's the new guy in Chicago. Everyone is expecting this big leap from the Bears. And last year, I said we were putting too much pressure on Caleb Williams in year 1, and that proved to be true. And I kind of think we're doing it again in year 2. The pressure on this kid to be a superstar immediately is immense. It's year 1 of him with a first-time head coach. He's in one of the toughest divisions in football, and they have the 7th hardest schedule. Have you looked at the Bears' schedule? It's pretty tough. They were 5-12 last year, and I don't know how much better Caleb Williams is really going to be in year 1 with a new scheme and a new head coach. This is a guy that took a league-high 68 sacks last year. I think he may take a step forward as far as fundamentals are concerned, but a lot of people are doing what they did last year and saying the Bears could be contenders. They could be competing for the division, competing for a playoff spot, and I don't see it, guys.
Well, I think they could go 9-8, not be in the playoffs, and I would still consider that a positive step in the right direction, but that would indicate being a pretender if you're not in the playoffs.
So many people are saying the measure of success for them is the playoffs.
I would say winning record.
Their schedule is brutal, though. Smalls is not wrong.
It's so bad. I went through it last night. 7th hardest in the league.
Yeah.
All right, number 4.
Number 4.
Evan, you just said you believed in them. I don't. The San Francisco 49ers. Life comes at you fast. You go on a Super Bowl run, that's followed very quickly by a 6-11 season. Then we saw a big offseason exodus in San Francisco. The Niners said goodbye to 17 players, including a bunch of starters. So let me get this straight. Let's look at the formula. They're relying on health, which hasn't really worked out then before, especially with a 29-year-old Christian McCaffrey, youth, and Brock Purdy, who just got paid to elevate those around him. I know they have the easiest schedule in the league, but tell me how this season isn't going to resemble more of last year rather than 2023.
Okay, I can. So this was a whole thing that it was Peter Schrager and I against Kevin Clark and Mike Tannenbaum on First Take last week. No big deal. That we were screaming at each other because I don't understand why people think that the Niners are all of a sudden going to be terrible. What have they lost? They have the same team. They have the same core coming back. Deebo Samuel's not there. I understand. Deebo Samuel wasn't great for them at the end and wasn't 100% healthy anyway, right? Jawan Jennings, if he's healthy, is very good. Ricky Pearsall, if he's healthy, can be good. Now, obviously, they got to get Ayuk back, but it's the same core of guys. We keep saying, well, they pay Brock Purdy a ton of money. They haven't lost really anyone as a result of paying Brock Purdy a ton of money, probably until the next couple of years, not this year. It's the same group. Why do I not think they're going to be good?
You lost your second best starter on the offensive line. You lost your best interior defensive lineman. You lost your second best linebacker. You lost maybe your most impactful safety. You lost a lot.
But that was not the core that got them there.
Okay.
Greenlaw, yes. And Hufanga, who was very good. Both those guys going to the Broncos, great signing.
Javon Hargrave, big loss.
I understand. I just think that there's so many pieces on this team. The number one most important thing is obviously the quarterback. And if Trent Williams is upright, the man is the best non-quarterback for me in the league. I love him.
Yeah, but he can't play all 5 offensive line positions at once.
I wouldn't rule that out with him. He's awesome. He's awesome.
But you didn't mention Christian McCaffrey and his health in this at all. And I know everyone's hoping that he can stay healthy and that he's going to have a bounce-back season, but he's 29, and there's a lot of wear on that body.
But Smalls, we could do that with everybody, right? Like, if they're
yeah,
not
but
healthy.
with his injury history, though,
With his injury history, it's
Okay.
different.
All right.
She's not wrong.
I would take the over on the Niners. I also don't know what the over-under is.
Bet good. I'll take the under.
What's the
Bet good.
What's the
I don't know what it is,
Pat,
but I'll
Pat, if you can grab that
we
for
can
us.
go head to head on that one.
That's
Yeah, I
going to be
love
a
that.
theme right
Bet
now.
good.
That's going to
Bet
be a
good.
theme. Here we go. Number
Bet
3.
good.
Number 3.
I also love that that's pitting you two against each other. I'm going to break up this cahoots that's
We may
happening.
have to go to USL Corner and deal with
Oh,
this.
okay, great. The next one, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm totally exhausted by the Trevor Lawrence is going to make a big step this year narrative. It's year in and year out, only to yield the same mediocre results. Now, the Jaguars did undergo a full reset after last season's gag-worthy 3-14 record. GM Trent Baalke and head coach Doug Peterson out, James Gladstone and Liam Cohen in. And okay, Liam Cohen improved the Bucs offense and particularly Baker Mayfield, so I understand the optimism, and especially in that division, but it's a one-season sample size, and he's a first-time head coach. This new front office did get to work, though. They signed 12 free agents, they revamped the offensive line, and they made that major draft splash, jumping up to grab Travis Hunter. But I think that that's kind of where it ends, guys. I think Travis Hunter is going to be the name on the marquee moving forward. He's going to put some butts in seats. But I don't think we're going to see them, and specifically Trevor Lawrence, take this big step forward this season that everyone expects. I'm not saying it's going to be a disaster, but maybe they need a buffer year to stabilize things. But so many people saying the Jags could be a team to watch out for, and I don't see it.
Duval.
So are we saying the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have a winning record? What are we looking at? What is success for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Trevor Lawrence looking like a franchise quarterback is where I'll start.
Okay.
If they all of a sudden have a losing record, not all of a sudden, if they have a losing record, but at the end of 17 games, we sit here and say, no more conversation about what's next to quarterback. It's a weird comp, but we got there at the end of the year with Bryce Young. We said, okay, there could be a lot of problems with Carolina. We don't necessarily think Bryce Young is going to be one of them, even though we're not saying he's a superstar, megastar quarterback. It's like, let's worry about the other positions. If we're there with Trevor Lawrence, I think that's a step in the right direction.
Listen, they could double their win total from last year and still have a losing record.
Yeah.
I guess my whole point is the Jacksonville Jaguars, with what they invested in being able to move up to get Travis Hunter, remember they forked over a 2026 first-round draft pick.
Which
They
is
have
dangerous.
they have to have a winning record this year, and they have to finish in the top half of their division.
That's
We
the
can't be
thing.
sitting here talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars being third or fourth in the softest division in all of football.
And that's why they're on the list, because a lot of people expect them to finish there, CC. In the AFC South, they're like, oh, yeah, with Liam Cohen, Travis Hunter, we're going to see Trevor Lawrence take this big step. I don't know.
Well, if they don't finish their Smalls, then we're talking about the quarterback and serious questions about whether or not he's the guy in Jayville.
Yeah.
Next.
Number 2.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, and maybe based on Aaron Rodgers' comments about how he views this team, they shouldn't be on the list, but I put him there. So I love when people or teams have self-awareness, guys. I love when it's acknowledged that the current state of things isn't great and you have to explore ways to make it better. The Steelers know that they aren't meeting their own standards of excellence, and they made some moves this offseason that are kind of the antithesis of their business model that produced so much past success. And while that sounds good on the surface, it's not ideal when that deviation is a soon-to-be 40-year-old quarterback who's 2 years removed from a season-ending Achilles tear, and he loves to put himself and his team in the spotlight. And that's not how it usually goes down in Pittsburgh. And here's a piece that we're not talking about enough. Remember last year when there was tension in Pittsburgh between OC Arthur Smith and Russell Wilson because Arthur Smith reportedly restricted Russ's ability to deviate and change plays at the line of scrimmage? How's that going to go over with Aaron Rodgers? How's that show of power going to go over with Aaron Rodgers? This is a guy who notoriously wants control, especially on the field. The guy who wanted to bring in Nathaniel Hackett and his personnel guys so he could do things his way. I think this is going to be a huge disaster, and that's a storyline worth watching. The moves they made this offseason are them saying that they're in win now mode. They're not gonna.
By the way, speaking of Nathaniel Hackett, side note, Smalls, you may not want to rip on him too much. He's back with your squad in
I
Green
saw
Bay.
that.
Yeah. Anyway,
As an advisor to the defense.
to the defense. I don't know. What is he advising about?
Drawing up the scout team cards for the offense to go against the defense.
So you said Aaron Rodgers doesn't think that his team is a contender because he said every single year there's about 6 to 8 teams that actually could win it all, sometimes 10 to 12, and we're in the 10 to 12. Is that Aaron Rodgers saying they are a contender, or they could be a contender, or they're not a contender?
They're not a contender because he says sometimes there could be 10 to 12, and he thinks they're in that 10 to 12. but there's no guarantee that this is one of them years where the field is going to be expanded to 10 or 12 legit teams that have a shot at the Super Bowl. So I take that.
When he said that, I didn't pick up on that initially. I got to be honest.
That Aaron Rodgers views the Pittsburgh Steelers as a tier 2 team at best.
I think that's fair. I think the way you just said it, it's fair. Top 5 NFL pretenders. ESPN Radio rank them per Smalls. Number 5 Bears. Number 4 Niners. Number 3 Jaguars. Number 2 Steelers. That means
number 1.
This one might be a bit controversial that they're number 1 on the list because yesterday we did dub them a hot mess candidate of the year already, but it's the Miami Dolphins. They had an 8-9 record last season. They missed the playoffs. It's now or never with Tua and Mike McDaniel, especially in that division. The Dolphins should be competing for number 2 in that division. Based on the personnel and everything we talked about, Mike McDaniel with the scheme and his offensive mind, this is a team that should click this year, and I don't see it happening. Tua's 0-1 in the playoffs. They have a 6-14 record against teams with winning records. They're 0-8 in cold weather games, temps of 40 degrees or lower. It's year 4 for head coach Mike McDaniel, and despite the fact that this team should be talking about finishing second in the AFC East, as I mentioned, I think it's going to be a complete disaster. You have important pieces like Jalen Ramsey that went out the door, big roster questions. We already have the head coach looking frazzled, the quarterback calling out the best player on the team. Oh, and that quarterback, his health is always on the line, and Zach Wilson is the backup. Not ideal. Not only is this team the biggest pretender, I think they're going to extend the NFL's longest active playoff win drought, which has now hit a quarter century. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about a new GM, head coach, quarterback trio next season in Miami.
I moved to South Florida in 2003, thinking I was moving to a football town. They haven't won a playoff game since the moment I moved to South Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, even before then.
Yeah.
And I went there thinking like, oh, I'm going to get to talk about this great Dolphins team every day in a great Dolphins town. This is wild.
So it's your fault then.
Yeah, way to go.
Wait, what? How did we turn that on? Yeah, sure.
I didn't know that anybody thought that the Miami Dolphins were contenders.
Now you're going to go.
But here's the thing, though. Like when we talk about this team, a lot of the conversation centers around the quarterback and Tua. And I think everybody can acknowledge that at $53 million a year doesn't seem like a great value. But I don't know that there's any number where you'd say Tua is a good value for your franchise, considering that the guy is off injured and he doesn't have success against teams above 500. Newsflash, in order to get to and win a Super Bowl, you got to beat good teams. And Tua hasn't been able to do that in his tenure in Miami. So it becomes absolutely fascinating, not only what happens to them this year, but how the Dolphins potentially try to pivot away from him if things do go off the rails.
Very quickly, you know how come draft time, we hear about teams that take players off their board for whatever reason, maybe, and I don't even want to go like off field. This player is not a scheme fit with us, so we can't draft him. You're a general manager. Every quarterback is a free agent. Are you taking Tua off your board because you can't rely on him in those moments / health?
Yes.
Like, he's just off your board.
Yeah.
And you're not saying he's bad.
But here's the thing. I don't think anybody would feel great about the $53 million a year contract that he's playing under. But I don't know that there's a number where you would feel great about him being your starting quarterback.
Wow.
Think about that. I don't know that there is a price tag that you can put on Tua that you would feel great about as a general manager.
We're Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
The NFL on ESPN Radio.
I'm pretty confident that Aaron Rodgers is going to play well. The ceiling is winning a wild card game.
Camp to camp, team to team. 41 days until opening night. The countdown continues on ESPN Radio.
84 weeks ago, with precisely 2 likes at the Rio Sarah Pascal, posted at McDonald's. Stop pretending like you don't see our snack wrap comments. It hurts. You thought they didn't see your comments? Petitions and posts? The DMs for 9 straight years? Those comments are the reason this exists. Snack Wrap is back.
He didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. Lucky for you, Shopify built with just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion at checkouts. Businesses that want to win, win with Shopify.
All my ladies roll your deal like this. When you move your body, feel confident. All my ladies try this deal real quick. Let your body how you see fit.
My neck, your back, I smell so good, they ask.
The salt on that Dos Equis could have ended up in a half-empty pantry. But now, it's lucky enough to find itself circling a crisp, refreshing dressed Dos Equis. Congratulations, Salt.
What do you think we're gonna see? Lots of princesses. That sing? Yeah, and there's villains too. Whoa. Tons of rides. And treats. And I heard at night, all the stars come down from the sky and make your dreams come true.
Don't miss Cool Kids Summer with special savings on theme park tickets and now even more magical fun.
Oath by Super Hydration Body Wash. The sweet scent of a honeymoon in Fiji. Moisturize with vitamin B3.
You better not be using all the Old Spice.
Ooh, can you get my bag?
When investing leads to questions, JP Morgan Wealth Management has powerful tools, research from expert analysts, and a single view of your banking and investing accounts right in the Chase mobile app. When you want to take control of your financial future, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
You babe with all my This is unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike. If Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel or Kenny Pickett is the starting quarterback week one, that means that one of those three guys has wowed everybody in the preseason at training camp.
We are unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, brought to you by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional grade products you need to get the job done with fast delivery. You can depend on and you get access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click, Grainger.com, or just stop by today. Browns training camp underway. Deion Sanders, of course, has not been there to my knowledge, I don't think, just yet. He was in the Bucs training camp with his son Shiloh, defensive back. Side note, by the way, can he go to Browns training camp?
Why not?
Does it become a distraction if he's there? Because it's not with the Bucs.
I mean, people are going to be paying attention to him. It's Deion Sanders.
Right.
So do you think he intentionally avoids this?
No. Why should he?
I mean, everybody knows who Shedeur's dad is.
He's a father.
It's not a secret.
First. Why shouldn't he go to support his son at his first NFL training camp? My dad went to every training camp I ever had. Now, I get it. It's different. I'm not Shedeur, and my dad ain't Deion, but still, a father going to support his son is not something novel or uncommon in the NFL.
Let me phrase it this way, then. We saw him on the field with Todd Bowles. We don't care about that as much because Shiloh is not a quarterback. If Deion goes on the field at Browns training camp and is standing there with Stefanski, do we look at it the wrong way? You're right. A dad should not be prevented from going to support the child. If he's in the stands with the other dad, I'm getting a guess, your dad was where during training camp?
He was in the stands with the other fans.
Yeah. Is that where Deion is, or is he on the? So he's on the field.
He's on the field because he is also a coach in major college football.
And a good one.
And coaches in major college football go to all of these NFL training camp practices all the time. And where are they? On the field talking to the head coaches or the assistant coaches.
Right.
So why can't Deion Sanders do the same thing at Cleveland Browns training camp with Kevin Stefanski?
He can. Let me do it this way then. I think it would be smart for him not to, only because we go to places that we shouldn't go as a result. I think we go to that, if Shedeur is the starting quarterback, it's because of the influence of Deion and all that stuff. No, Shedeur would be the starting quarterback because he earned the job.
Hold on. How can Deion Sanders influence the quarterback battle going on in Cleveland?
I don't think he actually would. What I'm saying is I think people would go to that place of looking at it that way. And I wonder if he's intentionally avoiding it. If he hasn't been there, maybe he has, and I'm ignorant on this.
If you're Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry and you're trying to save your jobs, you're trying to keep your jobs, why are you going to be swayed by Coach Prime making his case, pleading his case for his son Shedeur Sanders to be the starter sooner rather than later? Why would that matter to you?
That's the point. You're not. I guarantee you it becomes a topic of conversation. Oh, Deion's on the field. Is Shedeur this? Is Shedeur that? People are going to read into it the wrong way, as they've done the entire time that Shedeur and Deion have been in the public eye together. Deion's been in the public eye for the last 30 years, 40 years.
I think what becomes fascinating about that dynamic, if he does show up at training camp, is whether or not the outsized influence that Deion has in the perception of who he is and what he's about negatively impacts Shedeur Sanders. I don't think Deion's presence in terms of swaying the opinions of the coaching staff, the front office, can be a positive thing for Shedeur. Because if Shedeur was, I will say it differently. The reason why Shedeur Sanders fell in the draft was not solely football.
No doubt.
I think everybody understands that. There is a Coach Prime influence when it comes to what happened to Shedeur on draft weekend. Deion Sanders continuing to be around Shedeur at training camp can only have a negative impact in terms of the perception about Shedeur moving forward.
Right. Exactly right.
But I don't think it gives Shedeur any type of advantage when it comes to the quarterback battle.
It gives him a disadvantage.
It gives him a disadvantage. It makes it more of an uphill climb.
Right.
But at the same time, as a father, I understand wanting to support your kids, going to the training camp for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to support Shiloh, going to training camp to support your son Shedeur. Even though you know it might make it harder on him in terms of how he's perceived, I understand being there for your son. So this is a really, really tricky spot for Deion to be in. This is a crazy dynamic. But I don't think that Deion should stay away from training camp just because of how other people might look at it, including people that are in decision-making positions in Cleveland.
This is the first time in Shedeur Sanders' life that his dad, being Deion Sanders, is kind of working against him.
Yep.
This draft process, ultimately getting drafted to Cleveland, even these conversations that we're having. And I'm sure Deion is hyper aware of that. And I don't think that he should be deterred from going out there and supporting his son because of what everyone is going to say, because everyone's already saying that anyway. I do think the way he moves and the way he goes about it, if he does go, is critical, though.
Yeah.
If he goes and he says, I'm going to be on the field because I am a coach and I do want to, chat with some football guys, but I am here as a father. I'm not doing press conferences. I'm not talking to Coach Stefanski about my son. I am here as a father, just observing and supporting my kid. If he makes that very clear and is very cognizant about how he moves when he's out there as to not bring any more attention or not inflame things anymore, I think it's fine. And I also think it's probably a good idea to just rip the Band-Aid off and do it now. Because if things get tricky in Shedeur's career or it's at an inflection point and then Shedeur shows up at that moment to support his son as a father, that could make it even bigger of a deal. Whereas now, if he comes in training camp, people will be a little bit more conditioned to it.
Yeah, I mean, if Shedeur is named the starting quarterback, you're damn right Deion's going to be there. Right. And his mother's going to be there because they're going to support their child, right? I guess the preemptive strike that I'm making here is if and when Deion shows up, he's his dad, right? Like I could just see it already that people are going to take this the wrong way. And that's my whole point on this, is that what you just said about CC, about it being a negative for him and people reading into this and all this stuff. No, this is a dad watching his son. And it's good context that you put in that your dad would be there at training camp every year watching his son. Just like I'm sure your dad supports your brothers in whatever they do, right? Like, it's the same thing, but we're going to look at it differently. And when he goes to Shiloh's camp, we don't say anything. I guarantee we're going to say something if he goes to Shedeur's camp, though.
Skipping breakfast wasn't a big deal before.
I got you.
But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits, like the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for a buck? Gotta be Wendy's.
The AUSL Championship is on ESPN.
Bandits and Talons will face up.
I walk in like royalty. They front row, they watching me. The biggest plays.
Going back and gone.
The brightest stars.
Flipping Baba Nichols Camarena.
It all comes down to this. See who will claim the first title in Athletes Unlimited softball history. Bandits, Talons. Game 1, Saturday at 3 on ESPN.
Where some saw a pickle, we saw a masterpiece. A Sonic Smasher with Grillo's Pickles and Dilly Ranch, tangy pickle tots, and a Pickle Rita slush with pickle-flavored bubbles. It's called the Big Dill Meal, and it's a work of art.
Valenti mango sorbetto is made with 100% real fruit without bunts of mangoes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh. Right? Mm-hmm. Talenti, raise the jar.
When it's time to start your business, it's time for Shopify. Design with easy to customize themes, sell everywhere people shop, and never miss a sale with the world's best converting checkout. See why millions of businesses sell with Shopify. Start your free trial today. Febreze.
I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to working from home, I gotta have every part of my house clean. That means tidying up, then spraying my Febreze air mist to leave every room smelling fresh and clean. With that done, it's time to get to work.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades, elevated design for thoughtful living. Thuma.
As a gut, people trust me. But when it comes to knowing if you're overpaying on car insurance, that's above my pay grade. I trust FinanceBuzz.com. They compare over 90 carriers to find you the best deal. For car insurance, don't trust me. Trust FinanceBuzz.com.
This is the one who can fix nearly anything and turns to Granger, who has almost everything. Few may see him, but he's the one that keeps it all on track. The industrial-grade products you need. Call, click, or stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Marcus Freeman is elite. He showed that last year, beating and out-coaching James Franklin in the crunch at the Orange Bowl. It was brilliant. It was a master class, and he nearly pulled it off against Ohio State. He has done more with less talent than anybody in college football. So therefore, even though this team has serious question marks, they have a difficult schedule opening against Miami. I think he will find a way to mold them and push them back into the playoffs and maybe a decent run.
Heather, you a believer in Notre Dame?
I'm a believer in Marcus Freeman. Paul and I actually agree on this one. Brace yourself. I know. But look, I've watched Marcus Freeman since he got to Notre Dame, and every single year, something happens where they lose a game they're not supposed to, and they recover, and Freeman himself learns from it. The locker room loves this guy, okay? And I think they play for him. You don't always find that. Jeremiah Love is going to be a leader on this team at running back, and they do have enough talent. They make great use of the portal. I don't think that they're going to play for the national title, but they are a college football playoff team this year.
This is Unsportsmanlike with Evan, Chris, and Michelle on ESPN Radio.
Touchdown, Lamar! Lamar Jackson is rare.
I thought Lamar had an MVP performance.
Lamar Jackson is such a special player. I'll be watching the Lamar show.
Best football player? Yeah, probably so.
We are Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio, ESPNU. If you need to hire for your business, Ravens don't at the quarterback position in 2025 and want an easier way to find qualified candidates, use ZipRecruiter. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. If you missed any of the first hour of the show, you can go back on the podcast and listen, where Chris Canty revealed he has watched the first half of the movie Amateur twice, but not the second half.
Oh, my God.
I have watched it in full on Hulu. It's available on Hulu and Disney Plus, and very into it, and clearly going to be a second one.
Javante had a really interesting addition to this.
Oh, go ahead.
Javante, please explain.
So I've done that, but the opposite way. Like for the movie Scarface, I always seen like the second half of the movie, but it took me a while to see the first half.
How does that happen?
I have no idea, but for some reason I will always catch it, and it would just be like way past the beginning. Then a few years ago, I watched the beginning. I was like, "Oh, that's what happened." Makes a lot of sense now. But yeah, I went through the longest without seeing the whole movie in its entirety.
Wow.
Okay, Smalls, be the judge on this.
Okay.
Which one is crazier? Watching the first half twice, or only watching the second half and then going back and watching the first half?
It's got to be watching the second half.
Watching
Sorry,
the second
Javante.
half is crazy work.
Yeah, it's
crazy work, Javante.
To tune in halfway through and get locked in and then be like, oh, okay. I just would think after that you would seek out the movie to watch it in its entirety, rather than just stumble upon the second half a second time.
Yeah, I have no idea what. I guess the second half, or a part I always see, was just so good I didn't even care about the beginning. And then one day I watched it from the beginning. I was like, I've been missing this whole time.
Oh, that explains the plot.
You missed the whole come up? Oh,
Pat
man.
Costello, why are you getting such a kick out of this part of it? I see you smiling here. Why are you getting such a kick out of this?
It's just the idea of Javante being like, oh, that explains the entire plot of the movie that I didn't understand for the multiple times I've watched this. But I've also done this. I think I've seen the second half of Tokyo Drift like 50 times.
Huh.
Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, Fast and Furious.
The worst Fast and the Furious movie.
Take that back.
Tokyo Drift
Put
is
that
the worst
sentence
one.
back in your mouth. That's
the worst one.
How dare
Really?
you?
Yeah.
I've never seen any of them.
It's the one without Vin Diesel.
First of all, spoilers, he's in the end of it, so thank you very much.
He's in 5 minutes of the movie. Congratulations.
I don't even think it's that much.
Exactly.
It's
He's
a
not in the
great
movie. He's not in Tokyo Drift is terrible.
No, it's not. Javante's on my side. Tokyo Drift.
They should have X'd that one out.
What?
They should have X'd that one out.
How dare you?
Never seen any of them.
This is the worst take you've had all week, and you did your top five bold predictions
It's a great take. This is a great take.
By the way, did you jinx Justin Fields? You gave a big bold prediction about how he's going to have this big Pro Bowl season.
Yeah.
And then literally, as the show progressed, we found out that he was carted off the field, Jets quarterback, and now we learn that it's day-to-day with the toe injury.
And it's not even the big toe. It's not even the big toe. Stop.
What toe is it? You know what toe it is?
Yeah, they say it's the one next to the big toe, whatever you call that toe.
Yeah, what is that toe called? The second toe?
I don't know what it's called.
Stand by, research
That's
is
a
on it.
great question. Nobody knows what that toe is called.
On the hand.
You know, it's the big toe, the pinky toe. Nobody knows what the other three toes in the middle are called.
Wait, go through this for a second. The hand, the thumb,
I got
the
it.
pointer, the middle finger, the ring finger, the pinky.
I thought it was the index finger.
Index?
Yeah, the index finger.
Okay, so why would not
the
be
middle finger?
So it wouldn't be the same thing on the toe?
The index toe?
It is. That's exactly what it's
index
called.
toe?
Per Google, the second toe is commonly known as the index toe or, quote, the long toe. And the big toe is called the hallux.
So what do you call the middle toe?
Stand by.
Is it the middle toe?
All right, I'm going to
And
go.
if it's the middle toe, then is the one next to the middle toe the ring toe? Do you have to wear a ring on it? Like I'm just.
Do people wear rings on toes?
I think so.
Yeah, toe rings are a thing.
Oh, yeah, toe rings are totally things.
I have the longest toes you'll ever see in your life. Not that you're ever going to see them in your life. I
Please,
just wanted to
I
point
don't
that
want to
out.
see them. Make sure you keep
My
them
toes
claws,
look like
keep them
fingers.
claws hidden at the ECHC too,
Wait,
please.
guys,
Nobody wants that.
I have every toe's name.
Oh, what are they, Smalls?
Okay, the big toe is called the big toe or the hallux. The second toe is called the index toe. Third toe is the middle toe.
Right.
Cece was right. The fourth toe is called the ring toe.
Oh my God.
And the fifth toe is the little toe or the pinky toe.
Smalls, do you wear? You probably wear open-toed shoes at times, right? Like high heels that are open-toed.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about rocking the ring toe? Have you ever thought about putting a ring on your ring toe?
It feels very uncomfortable to me now.
No toe ring.
No toe ring.
So
Maybe
you've
not
tried it.
here, but
So you've tried it. You said it feels very uncomfortable.
yeah, like back in the day, remember when anklets were a thing? Anklets, toe rings, things
Yeah.
like that. I remember trying one, didn't love it. I don't think it's for me.
For some, it's still a thing.
Yeah, for some it's still a thing.
Just not us.
It's not for us.
Anklets. I'm trying to think that ever. Back in the day, I'm not going to lie.
Why would you have ever worn an anklet, sir?
I'm
Why
gonna
are you
tell
trying to have feet jewelry, Evan?
I did wear a thumb ring in college.
Why?
Oh no,
Why did you wear a thumb ring?
That was a thing back in the day.
It was never a thing, sir.
Thumb ring.
We're the same age. It was never a thing.
It was a thing.
Do you have frosted tips?
No, never
Don't
did
lie.
that.
Don't lie.
Never did that. I swear. The only color I've dyed I dyed my hair the color that it is, but I've never dyed my hair like another color. I did have like a one line, like the chin strap beard once.
The John B?
No.
Yes. Oh,
You had the John B?
I love John B.
Evan, you had the chin strap and a thumb ring.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, that's a bad combination, Ev.
Did you also have an Ed Hardy or Affliction T-shirt?
I had those.
You did.
I had with the buckles.
No,
I have them at home.
Yeah,
I have it home right now.
The Christian Audigier T-shirts, the Ed Hardy T-shirts. Yeah, I had those joints.
Yeah,
Did
with the
you have a
studs.
Von Dutch hat?
Yo, should we do?
No, I didn't have the Von Dutch
Do you
hat,
still
but I
have
went through like my rock star phase. Yeah.
Wow,
Does that have
CC.
What?
You still have the Ed Hardy?
No.
I have
that stuff.
Definitely have 3 at home.
Will you wear
Why
one
were
next
those
week?
T-shirts? Why were they so expensive?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Why were those T-shirts so expensive?
That was the hottest thing out.
Spent $100 on a T-shirt. It was ridiculous.
Evan, will you wear one next week?
An Ed Hardy T-shirt?
Yes.
Please don't.
The problem with that is if people don't understand the context,
Who
it
cares?
is so embarrassing.
An Ed Hardy T-shirt with a Von Dutch hat.
I don't have a
Oh
Von
my
Dutch
God.
hat.
I'll get you one.
And
If
I'll
you're
get you
willing
a
to
thumb
wear it,
ring.
I'll get you
I'll
one.
get you a thumb ring.
That'd be great. It'd be great for the show.
Ring, Ed Hardy T-shirt.
You're willing to do most things in the best interest of the show.
That would be
This is
so
in the
funny.
best interest of the show.
It really is. And
Yeah.
I say we have no context. We just have you show up one
Yeah.
day in this fit.
The Ocho with the Von Dutch hat, an Ed Hardy T-shirt, and a thumb ring.
Totally.
Let's go.
I'm
What was
into
the
it.
character in oh my God, Malibu's Most Wanted? B-Rad. That's what I would come in as B-Rad, basically. The Jamie Kennedy, is that his name?
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. He was hilarious in the movie,
Oh
though.
my God.
B-Rad.
It's great.
That's what I'm going to be, is B-Rad. Now, oh God, this is a backfire. People are now chiming in on Twitter at FCO Radio. Rob says the second toe is also called the love toe. I mean, who the heck knows what is going on here?
I know some people that might know that already.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
We talked about him yesterday.
Let's get
Some of our teammates.
Let's get a snack, guys. All right.
He might be aware.
So the Ravens, am I right? Lamar Jackson, isn't he crazy?
Yeah, there's a tie-in for him to the Ravens too. Oh, okay.
Here is what Lamar Jackson had to say after 7 years in the NFL, 28 years old, and he's a 2-time MVP, and he's right now already a Hall of Famer. Yet, is there more, Lamar?
I'm only 28. I'm really just getting started for real.
I'm only just getting started for real. Is he right about that? Do you think his next 7 could be better than his previous 7?
Man, if they are, we are in for a treat because this guy is a baller. He is absolutely unbelievable. In terms of regular season quarterbacks, he's an all-time great. The only problem is when we start talking about greatness being at your best when your best is required, we don't see it in the postseason. And that's where all of the criticism comes toward Lamar Jackson. Nobody cares about Lamar Jackson's amazing regular seasons anymore. We've become numb to it because we expect it. Now it's all about what can he do in the playoffs. And with Jalen Hurts besting Patrick Mahomes this year in the Super Bowl, with Joe Burrow, a quarterback in Lamar's division, doing it once upon a time, the pressure is on for Lamar Jackson to deliver that moment, right? If Mahomes is the boogeyman in the AFC, if he keeps everybody else in that conference from getting to the Super Bowl, at some point, Lamar Jackson is going to have to get over that hump. And with all the other quarterbacks that we see, guys that are in his peer group that actually get it done against Mahomes, it just puts more and more pressure on him.
Don't you think that he maybe should have a little bit more sense of urgency? Like, I love the confidence in saying I'm just getting started, meaning I know that my greatness is going to continue to ascend as my career goes on. But what do we always say? The NFL stands for not for long. You never know what's going to happen with your career. You never know what's going to happen with you individually. You never know what's going to happen with your team. Right now, the Ravens are contenders. They have been, in large part, of course, because of Lamar, but they've been knocking on the door for a while. That doesn't mean that he's always going to have this much talent around him or that he's always going to be in a position to have this much success. And I would just think for somebody who you said, what, year 7, Ev, you said? In
Yeah,
the
he's
league?
had 7 full years, I think,
7
as a
full
starting
years.
quarterback, basically.
I would just expect a little bit more of a sense of urgency. I know maybe it's just his demeanor too. Lamar is more of an even-keeled guy. And I, again, love the confidence. But I guess I would just expect a little bit more of like, yeah, the time is now. Not, I have all of this runway left.
So rephrase it for him. Michelle Smallman is happier with Lamar Jackson if he said what about his future and his outlook?
Honestly, I would expect a little bit more Jalen Hurts from him. A little bit more like, yeah, MVPs are great. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. And this is the year we're going to try to do it. And maybe he doesn't want to put that out there in the ether because then it's a headline, because we had so much discussion about Caleb Williams verbalizing his goals, because if he doesn't hit those marks, that's something that people are going to use against him. That's something that people are going to be paying attention to see if you succeed on an individual and a team level. But this is not some big shocking thing for Lamar Jackson to say, I need to win a Super Bowl. That's the only thing missing from him. Wow, oh my God. That's the only thing missing from his resume. It's the only thing we talk about in regards to Lamar Jackson and his career, is that he has to win a Super Bowl. And so I think him acknowledging that sense of urgency and the fact that he needs to get it done is probably a better approach, or a more realistic approach than, yeah, I'm just getting started. I have all this runway, because that is not promised.
Yeah, this is an example of where keeping it real goes wrong, because Lamar is not wrong in what he's saying, right? Like, he's right on time in terms of, you know, the window or the timeline that you would expect a quarterback to win a championship, right? The average age of first-time Super Bowl winning quarterbacks is 29 years old. The average age of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks is 30 years old. Lamar Jackson is 28. So he's right there. Like, Peyton Manning was 30 years old when he won his first one. Drew Brees was 30 years old when he won his first one. Stafford, 33 when he won his first one. Rodgers, 27 when he won his first one. Flacco, 28 when he won his first one. So he's right on line. Patrick Mahomes has moved the goalposts in terms of what our expectations are for young quarterbacks, but we got to understand Patrick Mahomes is already an all-time great. Mm-hmm. Not to say that Lamar Jackson is, and not to say that he won't be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but there's levels to this thing. Now, where Lamar has to be self-aware is that with the individual accolades that he's already been able to stack up, you know, the 2 MVPs, one being unanimous, the 3 first-team All-Pros, everybody's going to be looking for him to get this done sooner rather than later, right? He's one of 8 quarterbacks that have won 3 or more first-team All-Pros. Those 8 quarterbacks: Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, and Steve Young. So, like, when we start talking about those quarterbacks, they all won championships, save Marino. So, and we always talk about how Dan Marino didn't win a championship. Mm-hmm. That's the status that Lamar Jackson could potentially get relegated to. Dan Marino status. A guy that was good, but a guy that we don't talk about when we mention the best of the best.
You know what's crazy is that we have 4 guys in the NFL right now at the quarterback position that one has already accomplished this. But if you add one more thing to the resume, have had some of the greatest starts to careers that we've ever seen. Mahomes, if Lamar wins a Super Bowl in his first 8 years to have 2 MVPs in a Super Bowl, that's insane. Jalen Hurts, if he wins another one, 3 Super Bowls, 2 wins, and Jaden Daniels had the greatest rookie season of all time. Imagine if he follows that up with an NFC championship or a Super Bowl appearance this year.
Oh my gosh.
We have 4 guys at the quarterback position that have had some of the greatest starts in the history of the sport. Coming up, what happened 1 year ago today on Unsportsmanlike? We'll find out next. It's Unsportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.
50 states in 50 days rolls on.
50 states in 50 days, we're in Nebraska. On your mark. Get set. Man, look at this guy. You got it. I can tell we're going to be able to do some cool stuff today.
I think it's a little ironic you're called Scooby, because I feel like it might be a little bit of a mystery to try and hit this ball.
50 states, 50 days. This is SportsCenter on tour.
Rinse it up. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.
84 weeks ago, with precisely 2 likes at the Rio Sarah Pascal, posted at McDonald's. Stop pretending like you don't see our snack wrap comments. It hurts. You thought they didn't see your comments? Petitions and posts? The DMs for 9 straight years? Those comments are the reason this exists. Snack wrap is back.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
Life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Image. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
State Farm with the assist.
Talenti's salted caramel truffle layers with creamy salted caramel gelato.
Bradley.
Cookies.
I can see the cookies. The jar is see-through.
I knew that.
I knew you knew that.
Talenti, raise the jar.
The W's biggest names bring the heat in Chi-Town and Dallas. Aaliyah Boston.
Boston inside for two.
Angel Reese.
Marby on a mission.
Paige Buckets.
Becker's a deep one. It's good.
Sabrina.
Sabrina showing off the handle to the cup.
2 electric matchups. Unlimited star power. Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC and Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
To buy or not to buy? That is their question. And nobody knows shoppers better than Shopify. The undisputed, undefeated checkout champion of the world. Businesses that want to win with Shopify.
PXG is proud of our nation's heroes, like past and present military, law enforcement, firefighters, EMTs, nurses, and teachers. And it's no secret we give special pricing to all of our hero customers. It's also no secret that times are tough. And in our book, that makes everybody a hero. So now through August 31st, everybody qualifies for special heroes pricing on select clubs. Visit PXG.com now to learn more. PXG, you've never played like this before.
There's an easier way. With Thumbtack. Download the app today and care for your home from top to bottom.
We're going back in time.
Let's take a step back in time. This is Last Year Today on Unsportsmanlike.
Last year today here on Unsportsmanlike, we take a piece of audio that happened 1 year ago today. We say how that take, how that comment, how that angle, question has played out over the last year. Michelle Smallman, a vibe check today, 5 p.m. Eastern on Disney Plus, had this to say about the Dallas Cowboys heading into last season.
The more I think about this Cowboys situation and the more I think about the potential for how dysfunctional it's going to be, I don't see them being able to do what they did last year. And if Jaden Daniels has a season like CJ Stroud, because that's something we have a conversation we have, who's going to be this year CJ Stroud? If he can be that guy, I would not be totally shocked to see the Commanders be a team that comes up and finishes second in that division and that the Cowboys fall to third.
Did you just hear her voice?
I heard it.
At the end there. Oh my God,
The
she's
gasp.
so happy.
The gasp.
Would you like to take your victory lap, Smalls?
Wow. I don't know if I've ever been this right on anything. Wow. Go me. Thank you so much for playing this and for selecting this as the take today. Well, I mean, I don't know what else to say, guys. I was pretty spot on. I am a visionary, in fact.
Well, you know, it's interesting. It must have been a theme, an NFC East theme a year ago today. And similarly,